What's up guys, welcome back to Static Works. Today we're going to be showing you guys how to change your spark plugs. Before we begin, I'm going to be talking a little bit about ignition systems of modern and old vehicles, and I'm going to be talking about configurations such as flat, V, and inline. When it comes to ignition systems, all modern cars are going to be coming with what's called COPS, which is coil over plug, and it's exactly what it states. It's going to be the ignition coil that's going to be over the spark plug, and they're going to be individual. When it comes to older vehicles that have a distributor, it's going to have the distributor, which that's for another video. It's going to have distributor cap, and then each wire coming out of the distributor cap is going to be going into each cylinder, into each spark plug, of course. When it comes to configurations of engines, there's going to be V, inline, and flat. This one comes with a V6, meaning that the pistons are going in a V shape, so the spark plug is going to be on top, so they're going to be on the sides. On an inline, like Martin's Hyundai, it's going to be an inline 4, so it's going to be right on top, and it's going to be a lot easier to do. So we're just warning you, this is really easy. You should know this from the start of getting a car, but like anything, it's like changing a tire or doing your oil change. There's a first for everybody, and some guy actually messaged me asking me a long time ago to do this video, but I already had changed the spark plugs on my vehicle. So we have an opportunity to change it on a G37, and we're going to show you guys how to do that, and it's going to be really simple. So let's get started. Pretty much Martin already took off the engine cover. All cars are going to be different, so some you might not even have to. And with this, since it is a dual throttle body, we're going to have to be removing the throttle bodies as well, as long as the intake portion. Martin was able to get one of the spark plug or ignition coils out. There is going to be an ignition coil right here, and then there's also a little plug that you need to unclip, and then a screw, and then it all should come out really easy. If you have any trouble with it, just make sure to wiggle it through, because it does get hot and it does get stuck. And
the dude fell with one, the first one. I ended up pulling it out, and yeah, the rest of it
came out, and then the boot was stuck. So we had to try yanking this thing out with pliers, and we luckily got it out, so we're gonna have to buy a new one.
Yes.
Who knew? Who knew it would have been that hard?
Now let's take out the spark plug on that one.
And we're gonna show you guys a special tool.
Where's it at?
Remember? The special tool we use.
Where's the special tool?
So there's something called a spark plug socket, and all it is, I don't know if you guys can see in here, but it's a little rubber, piece that holds onto the actual spark plug, so it's easier to come off because it is a long tube, so you're gonna have to be using an extension, and we'll show you that right now. And it's gonna be a really tight fit, so it's supposed to hold on like that, so it can actually come out without falling back in there. For this project, we are gonna be using the Denso spark plugs. They're going to be the OEM. I always recommend OEM unless you're going to go for forced induction or any mods. With this car, they do offer the GTR spark plugs if you're going to go with forced induction, but it's going to be stock for a very long time, so we're going to keep it with the OEM.
Now that we have an extension.
Make sure to actually get the right socket size, because you do not want to thread it or strip it in there. As you can tell right here, it's not in bad condition at all. The car only has about 60 to 70,000 miles, so there's no oil. Everything is dry, and that's a really good sign that the car's running good. As you can see, even the tip hasn't even burnt all the way off. So we're still going to be replacing them just because.
This is the old one, and this is I guess a gap opener tool thingy. You can buy them anywhere. This one shows it's a 0.43.
0.043.
0.043. And it actually tells you right here, and you're able to gap it. It starts to go up in size. As you can see, the numbers start going up, and look from the side. It's thinner, then it starts to get thicker. So all cars are different, but this one, I'm just checking the old one just out of curiosity. And it seems actually pretty good where it's at right there. It's normal. So we just have to gap the new ones to 0.043 on all of them just to make sure they're good. They say they're pre-gapped, but it's just to make sure they're good.
Always do it by hand, and make sure to torque it down to spec. we're not torquing it down to spec, but when you tighten it, a lot of people don't know when to stop, and if you strip this inside the actual block or the head, you're fucked. You're gonna have to take apart everything, so be careful when you're doing that.
You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand.
Okay, now that we have it off, it does look like a rubber gasket. On my G35, it's not rubber, so thank you for doing that. They probably do know that we're gonna have to be replacing these, so we don't really need to replace that. So thank you, Infiniti, for making our job a little easier.
For the first time?
For the first time. When you're replacing your spark plugs, you should be putting something called anti-seize. It's normally red. What that does is, it's self-explanatory. It's supposed to prevent it from seizing up or corroding, and it should be easier to remove as well, but unfortunately we don't have any of that right now. But we are going to be replacing the ignition coils soon, so we're going to go buy some, and then once we take them out, we'll be wrapping the anti-seize or putting the anti-seize on top of the actual threading, and we should be good to go. But just to make sure, get that. I'll have that down in the description as well if you want to take a look at it.
I noticed when I took off the extensions on the first one, the little, well, what would you call it? One hour later. Anyways, yeah, the spark plug little thing, the socket,
What?
the spark plug socket, it got stuck in there. In order for me to take it out, watch, it's gonna end up just coming off, just like that. The way I got it to come out,
Wiggle it.
I had to pretty much wiggle it and
Always
kind of like
wiggle it. Always wiggle it. Stay on the E46 because I know I left you guys hanging on that one video. We're just waiting for an expansion tank bracket that was supposed to be here that holds on to the actual expansion tank, and everything's pretty much connected, all the hoses. We just need to have that, and then there's a hose leading all the way down there, and we'll be replacing that as well, and then we should turn it on, and that's going to be on part 2 where we're actually going to be driving the car.
So this is the last one. After we put this on, we just have to put the throttle body spacer on.
Throttle body spacer?
Throttle body, start over.
Go, keep going. We're good.
All right.
It's in there.
Let's start that over. So after I put this last one in, all I have to put is the throttle body back on, and then the intake, and it's the same thing on the other side, and that's pretty much it.
So that's gonna be it for today's video. It was a little more informative than the rest of our videos, so hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys like more of these on how-tos and pretty much going step by step on little things like spark plugs, let us know and we will do them. So on that note, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you guys on the next one.